Blog Talk Radio.
You want it, I got it, anytime you desire. Hustle always ain't stopping, we live with that Endie Fiya, fire. Get it straight to the point, no chaser, no false facts and no faker. Gas are on your way, that entertainment news, with a little bit of daily inspiration. Put it off to the side, east to the west, to everyone in this nation. Let it be to the celebration, with a girl in motion and an RP4. Switching the keyboard, feel no sleepers, giving the game on all we know. So, won't you please pay attention, especially if you're really on your own trying to get it. Need an idea how to make your rich, get it from the soul, how to do it in the business. Need an interview, can't lose, if you've been better than bruised. This is exclusive for you, these are the tools. We about to bring you the school, and it before it was cool. That Endie Fiya, oh come get what you need. That's your desire, run with rich and the sea. That Endie Fiya, fire. That Endie Fiya, fire. That Endie Fiya, oh come get what you need. That's your desire, run with rich and the sea. That Endie Fiya, fire. Endie Fiya, fire.
Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, we are starting with, I'm so excited. You guys will be so proud of me. I'm here tonight, and I didn't have to take any anti-anxiety medication. Let me tell you why, all right? I said Happy New Year already, right? And this is the start of Season 3. So I'm super excited because, again, it's the start of Season 3, and there's so many correlations with tonight. All right, so our first show last year, we started out with, just a recap of everything that had happened, in 2017, which is a very short year because we started in, July of 2017. But it was our recap. And then our very first real episode, we started with a spoken word hip-hop poet. And on tonight's show, we're also starting with a published author and a poet. So I think this is going to become a tradition. I didn't realize that correlation until last night. And I thought, wow, that's some good fortune right there. All right. So let me back up and tell you about this anti-anxiety. All right. So a lot of you who know me really personally, which is all of you because you know our family, you know that my grandmother had, she OD'd. All right. Accidentally last month, she was putting her medications in her pill, what you call a little thing, pill capsule or pill container, like she does every Sunday morning before she gets ready for church. And so she put her 7 of her blood pressure medications in on Sunday morning, right? And just kept going, doing what she was doing. After she was done, she took all of her Sunday morning medications and took them. Mind you, she forgot to put all of her Sunday morning medications in there because all she put in there was her blood pressure medications. All right, so she was getting ready for church, and church is probably like 15 minutes from her house. She gets to church, and the next thing you know, my grandmother, she's very rich, melanated, all right? So, but her complexion gets darker, like purple, black, all right? Her lips turn pitch black, and people visibly notice there's something wrong with her. So my mother was like, what's going on? My grandma was like, I feel faint, so what's happening? So I took my medicine before church, and, so my mother was like, there's something wrong. She's shaking, and, so they get her to the hospital, and they realize what happened. She took 7 of her blood pressure pills, right? So they have to give her the charcoal to pump her stomach and everything, and they keep her, 24 hours for, just to make sure that everything is okay. All right, so yesterday, I suffer from really bad migraines. A lot of you know that. And I have several migraine medications. And one of them I take twice a day because, I'm a little lazy and I did not sort all my pills and put them in the container like I should have. I go in there and I, dump the 4 in my hand. I see that it says a 5 on the bottle, as in, like 50 milligrams, not just 5 milligrams, but 50. And because I take 200 milligrams twice a day, so 100 in the morning and 100 at night. All right. So, but yesterday I was like, you know what, I'm just going to knock them all out and take this 200 and be done with it, right? So I dumped the 4 pills in my hand, and little white, they're white pills, and, I think nothing of it. Okay, so like exactly 7 minutes later, I'm a little dizzy, right? So I'm like, oof, what's going on, Then my lips start to tingle. And normally, when I take off for it one time, my hands, they get really cold and my hands start tingling. They feel like ants are marching up and down my hands. That's a side effect of the, the medication, and I'm used to it. But it's my lips that are tingling, right? A 10-minute time span goes by. Now my whole face is numb, right? And I'm seeing double, and I'm like, whoa, something clearly is not right. Like, this has never happened. Like, and I've been on this medication forever. So what is going on? So I go look in the medicine cabinet, and apparently I've taken my anti-anxiety medication. That mine works. I don't know about yours, but mine works on the spot, I took 4 of those. Now, mind you, they're 5 milligrams, but, they work, like I say, within about 13 minutes, they're working. So I took 4 of those, and I'm panicking, like, oh, no, the most I'm supposed to take at one time is 2, like I normally take 2 for the show, so I mellowed out, I took 4. So I'm panicking, like, okay, let me call the nurse and find out, if I'm good. And she's like, yeah, you'll be fine. As soon as you come down off your high, you'll be fine. And I'm like, oh, no, my high. I got to go to work, I can't be high, So she's like, go lay down, go sleep it off, and you'll be good, So I'm like, no, I can't sleep. I don't want to sleep, you know what I mean? Because, like, what if I don't wake up and, I'm just panicking and everything. And I slept it off. I was able to go to work. Needless to say, I didn't feel like I needed, to take anything today prior to coming on the show, and therefore I didn't. So you got the natural me today. So there's no telling what you're going to get today. But I'm super excited. Like I said, it's the start of the new year. Happy New Year. All of you know, I'm Team Capricorn. Got the birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. And, for me, the start of the new year actually begins on my birthday since I was born in the month of January. So I have shows coming up. I've got a lot of great music. I'm so happy that I was able to, if you haven't heard the award show that took place on Saturday, make sure you're checking it out. There's 3 parts. Due to technical difficulties, there's 3 parts. So make sure that you're listening to that. I'm so happy that so many of our female artists from last year and female guests, they are, networking and collaborating every day. I'm seeing, the love and camaraderie between the females. It is so amazing. And I love it. And all the guys are releasing the new music, the panty soaking music. Yes, I was getting new music on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or yesterday, I love it. So I love everything that I'm seeing thus far. I'm excited, It's the 3rd day of the year, and there's just been so much that's going on. I'm happy. In case I don't get to say this, before the end of the show, I do want to wish my middle son a happy birthday. He turned 21 on yesterday. So just like I said, just so much, a lot of great things that have happened. As you all know, at the end of last year, I did lose my assistant, Donovan, a very special young man who started out as an intern and just progressed into something more. Didn't think I was going to keep him around past, his internship, but he was phenomenal. And he was the driving force behind a lot of the scheduling that went on the latter part of the year and into this year. And our guest for this evening, I did read a lot of conversations that went on between 2 of them. And he met our guest this evening. I don't know how he met him because Donovan was a stalker. I guess he learned that from me, stalking people's pages. And I guess that's how he met him. But our guest this evening, and I only knew him in this light, he was an Instagram poet or is an Instagram poet. And you send him a picture, and he will write a poem based on what he sees from that picture. He's not just, a visual aspect. He has to, he has to feel something from just looking at the picture, because I've read a lot of the poems that he's written about, the individuals in the picture. So it's just more than the visual that he sees in that picture. But I was overwhelmed just to, when I received the picture from Donovan, that he, first of all, that he thought that much of me to even send my picture out to this young man. But then the words that were expressed in the picture, just blew me, or in the poem, just blew me away. And then I get this, go read the link. Donovan's like, go read this, because, again, I just thought he was, a poet, another poet on Instagram. And I don't want to say that negatively, because there are some phenomenal artists and poets on Instagram. But I get this link that I need to go check out. And Donovan's all excited about it. And I'm like, all right. Let me go check it out, So I go and check the link out. And my admiration for this gentleman just builds even more. And I'm like, you know what? I want him to be the start of our season 3. I'm talking about Nathaniel Little. He was born in Houston, Texas in 1987, but raised in both Dallas and San Antonio. Now, you know why I'm loving him even more? Because what's my favorite football team? Yes. Always, yes. When he was young, he states that he never imagined being a published author or performing spoken word in front of anyone. In 2004, in high school, he suffered a catastrophic injury on the football field that completely turned his life upside down and changed his goals. He broke his neck, the C5 vertebrae, and it left him a quadriplegic. When the injury initially happened, he had no means of expressing himself until his sister reintroduced him to poetry, where, dragging naturally speaking, he was able to dictate his words onto a computer. He went to school and finally got a degree in strategic communications with a focus in public relations. Because of his disability, he couldn't get hired. So he started finding his own clients, and he was able to work with, or that he was able to work with. But even then, that didn't get him the income that would sustain him. So he began to write. Everybody that he showed his writing to gave him really good feedback, and it made him feel better about his work. He got tired of sitting on his talents, and he wanted to put some of his poetry in a book. But he didn't want the book to just be about him. He wanted to reach out to people in North Texas that went through their own personal trials and that had a passion for poetry as well. He held an online poetry competition, and the top 11 poets to join him in this book. The income still isn't something that, would change his life, but his life is still changed because he feels good about what he has done. Poetry is not only an outlet, but it has been something to bring him joy as well as to others. Through the book, he became a mentor to other poets. Recently, he decided to challenge himself on Instagram, and he made a post requesting for anybody to send him a picture, any kind of picture, and he'll write a poem about it. That one post, that's almost 100 pictures getting sent to his DM. And I'm sure by now that number is doubled. But ladies and gentlemen, listening audience, my supporters, I introduce to you this evening my guest, author, published author, and poet, NattyBoyBlac.
Hey, Happy New Year's. Good
Happy
evening.
New Year.
Happy New
How are you?
Yeah. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am great. And as I stated, I'm so excited for you to be here this evening. I was telling my daughter earlier, because she read the poem, and I know that it isn't one that you sent me to read, but if I want to read my poem, just because it was about me, I want to read my poem this evening. But I was telling my daughter, about you, and, my daughter has a soft spot, kind of like, me. And I'm a big flirt. I'll say that. I'm a huge flirt. Everybody knows that, But I was like, when I first saw his picture, I was like, ooh, this man is fine, And when Donovan sent me the link, he was like, you go read the link, because I know how you are. You have a soft spot for everybody. I need you to go check the link out. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go check the link out, And I love football. That's my favorite sport.
Mm-hmm.
So just reading